Hey everyone, welcome to DeRose Knows Film. The new movie The Witch is coming out soon, and from what I hear, it's one of the scariest, if not the scariest movie of all time. And it's got me thinking, what are some of the other scary movies out there? So this list is 10 of the scariest movies of all time. Number 10. HELLRAISER. HELLRAISER is a 1987 film about a man who was accidentally returned from the dead. This guy looks gross and weird and just. He convinces his love interest from before he died to help him restore himself to life. He needs blood, and to do this, the woman lures men into the house, then murdering them. This movie can be explained in 3 simple words: weird, shocking, and scary. It's one of those movies that leave you feeling a little bit sick and squeamish after watching it. You have been warned if you haven't watched it yet. Number 9. The Ring. Released in 2002, The Ring is based on a Japanese movie released just 4 years earlier. The plot revolves around a cursed videotape which threatens to kill anyone who does not show the tape to someone else within 7 days of watching it. Although this film has been parodied in other movies as well as many memes, it has one of the scariest scenes ever captured on film. It's the scene where a young girl climbs out of a well and out of the television screen. What is up with these creepy little girls in white dresses? Number 8. The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
Released in 1980 and based on a Stephen King novel, The Shining is directed by Stanley Kubrick and stars Jack Nicholson, whose character goes crazy, chasing his family through a haunted hotel trying to kill them. This film has some of the most iconic scenes in movie history and has been surrounded with lots of controversy, with some people even believing Stanley Kubrick was planting clues, admitting to him being the one who directed the supposedly fake moon landings. The fear arises from the uneasiness you feel whenever Jack Nicholson's character is on screen. From the opening shots, you sense something is not right. The film makes you feel just as alone and helpless as Jack Nicholson's family. Holy crap, was Jack Nicholson crazy in this movie. I'm getting the creeps just thinking back to it. Number 7. Nightmare on Elm Street. This film was released in 1984, and it spread fear all across America after its release. A Nightmare on Elm Street will surely leave you with trouble sleeping. This movie is scary because it follows serial killer Freddy Krueger, who stalks a neighborhood, terrorizing it and even killing teenagers who were in the place they thought most safe to them, their beds. Freddy Krueger is on top of almost every list of scariest movie villains ever made, and has even become a symbol of fear and terror for many people who grew up in the 80s. Number 6. The Conjuring. When I first went to see this movie in theaters, I knew nothing about it except what I saw from the trailers. And in all honesty, I thought it would make me laugh and chuckle more than actually scare me. And I was wrong. So very, very wrong. This movie makes you feel claustrophobic and just has a tone surrounding it that leaves you biting your nails. There was one scene in this movie that left me having trouble sleeping for days to come. I had this movie on Blu-ray because it was a really good film, but it is left unopened because I'm a bit too scared to watch it again. Number 5. The Thing. The Thing is a sci-fi horror film that uses practical effects heavily to scare the viewers, and oh boy, it scares the crap out of me. The Thing was directed by John Carpenter and released in 1982. It stars Kurt Russell and follows a group of researchers who have been found by a parasitic extraterrestrial life form. This life form assimilates other organisms and imitates them, and because of this, it leaves the viewer constantly wondering who the Thing could be imitating now. It makes you trust no one, even the main character. I feel that in a world with so much digital technology, The Thing is a perfect example of how practical effects stand the test of time. While something that was made using CGI just a few years ago can make you laugh at how absurd it looks, The Thing's practical effects aged perfectly. Number 4. REC. REC is a 2007 Spanish zombie horror film. It is a found footage film that uses claustrophobia and confusion to its advantage, or in other words, the viewer's disadvantage. It is a film where the scares do not stop once they start until the movie is over. This film received lots of critical acclaim and has been voted by many as one of the top horror films of all time. Number 3. Poltergeist. Poltergeist is a 1982 movie directed by Steven Spielberg. It's about a family who has their peaceful lives disturbed by strange occurrences that begin happening in their home. The fear comes from the fact that you have no idea what is terrorizing this family. The Poltergeist franchise is said to be cursed itself because of the amounts of deaths that occurred during the making of the films. Just the idea of it being cursed makes me that much more scared to watch it. Number 2. The Blair Witch Project. The Blair Witch Project is a perfect example of how sometimes the scariest things are not what you see, but what you don't see. It was released in 1999 and is a found footage movie. It's about a group of characters wanting to record a documentary about the legendary Blair Witch. What they ended up with is more than they could bargain for. The reason this movie is so scary is because of the fear that you see on the main characters' faces. You don't see any monsters or ghosts, but the fear of the main characters' faces is enough to bring shivers down your spine. The Blair Witch Project is very raw, shaky, and adds to the realism of what you think is going on. It makes you feel like you're watching real found footage. Number 1. The Exorcist. For some reason, some of the scariest characters in movies are creepy little girls, and The Exorcist takes this idea to another level. The Exorcist is a story of an innocent girl possessed by an evil demon, and has been captivating as well as scaring audiences since the movie was released back in 1973. This movie isn't all about jump scares. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat for the entire runtime, or in some people's cases, definitely not me though, it keeps you under the covers. Not only does the whole atmosphere, acting, and execution of this film make it scary, but also the amount of superstition and conspiracy that surrounds it. This is probably the most talked about and feared movie to date, and for this reason, it gets the number 1 spot. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, tell us what movie you think is the scariest movie of all time, and if you agreed with our list. Be sure to check out some of our other videos. Until next time, have a good one.